Rare has had a long history full of classic games and memorable characters. Over the last few years, though, the British studio has mostly worked on sports titles for Microsoft's Kinect. With the Xbox peripheral now a thing of the past, Rare introduces a more visionary new game, Sea of Thieves, an open-world pirate adventure with a heavy focus on multiplayer. Yet while the first few hours are thrilling, the tasks and encounters quickly become mundane. Immediately upon starting the game, you're forced to pick one of several pre-made pirates to serve as your avatar. Unfortunately, you can't change any of their features, so if you're not happy with the selection, you need to re-roll and choose from another set of randomly generated pirates. Thankfully, you can use the gold you earn in the game to unlock other assets like clothing, beards, and hairstyles. While you can play the game by yourself, it's far more enjoyable with the full crew. Tasks like raising the sails, steering the ship, and navigating from the map give an even greater sense of satisfaction as you learn to coordinate with your crew.
Yarr!
There are 3 factions within the game, each presenting tasks to complete for reputation and gold. Each specific faction has its own style of quests. Gold hoarders give you a riddle that will lead you to a treasure chest or a map of an island with a red X pointing to the treasure. The Merchant Alliance has you capturing animals and escorting them to a location, while the Order of Souls has you battling pirate skeletons. These quests are really enjoyable the first few times you complete them, but the game never breaks away from these templates. Each quest is basically a randomly generated copy of the first. For example, you may need to grab pigs instead of chickens, follow maps to treasures on multiple islands, or simply go to a new destination to fight skeletons. The result is that once exciting tasks become tedious routines. Sea of Thieves attempts to shake up the formula by adding messages in bottles, which can be found while exploring islands. Unfortunately, these often turn into the same type of quests you've done over and over. Maybe a riddle if you're lucky. Though most of the progression focuses on faction quests, there are a few additional things to see, like a giant kraken that comes out of nowhere to attack ships. Things like this, though, are so infrequent that you could easily play the game for 20 hours and never encounter it. The most interesting scenarios in the game are Skeleton Fort raids, which bring players together in large-scale events. These raids are identified by a giant cloud-like skull with glowing green eyes. Here, players battle waves of different skeletons in order to unlock a vault full of treasure. The action itself isn't all that interesting, since there aren't many shakeups to the encounter besides 1 or 2 different types of skeletons. The real excitement comes from having multiple crews attacking both skeletons and one another to collect the riches inside the vault.
Here we go.
Likewise, throughout your travels, you'll run into other players out on the open seas. You can wave as you pass by or chase them down, filling the air with the thunderous roll of gunfire. This can be a lot of fun, especially with both parties firing cannonballs at each other, or even launching themselves aboard the other ship. Beyond the rare chance to steal treasure, however, there's little motivation to fight. The absence of a PvP faction feels like a huge loss, especially considering the lack of quest variety. Having PvP battles with actual rewards would help break up the monotony of digging up chests to sell back at town.
I'm watching you, you thieving pirate.
On the numerous outposts, items can be purchased with the gold you've earned on your adventures. These range from new hats, coats, weapons, and even ship parts. However, everything is purely cosmetic, adding no beneficial stats. It's an understandable decision to keep players on a level playing field, but unlike other games that share this model, Sea of Thieves doesn't have enough going on to keep players engaged. In our time with the game, we've also run into a handful of tech issues. Upon completing quests and turning in treasure, gold, and reputation sometimes aren't visibly tallied until you leave and rejoin the game. We also encountered a bugged quest in which skeletons wouldn't spawn on the island we were directed to by the map. Sea of Thieves is an ambitious game filled with some great ideas. Being able to explore the high seas with friends while collecting treasure, battling other pirates, and solving riddles is fun the first few times. However, after the short honeymoon phase is over, there's not much left to keep your crew from abandoning ship. Easy Allies reviews are made possible by generous viewers just like you. If you like what you see, check out patreon.com/easyallies to see our other videos. And consider becoming a patron to help us make more.